In this lesson, I'm going to finish the sample use of a record set that I'm using on the manager's form in the sample DB database in the work files folder of this course. What I'm doing now is setting up for when a user selects a particular manager's name in the list box. It will read from the record set the department that manager manages and the number of employees managed by that manager and put them into the appropriate list boxes, whose names are text department and text employees. So go back to the list box, and the event that I'm doing this on is the on click, because they would move the mouse to an item and select it by clicking on it. So that is the event procedure where I wish to do this work. Now I need to create the record set. It was created in the form load routine, but those are local variables to the form load. The only global variable I have is the embedded SQL string. So I need to create those same record set. So I'll do that in this routine. So now I have the record set up. Now I also need the manager's name. So I'll declare that as a string, and I can set that because that value is what was selected when the user selected it. So that is now the value of the list box, the selected value. So that gives me the string, which is the manager's name. So now I can use the find function on the record set to find the particular record that has that. Now, since I grouped by manager in the embedded SQL string that's up here, there's only one manager record. So the first one I find is the only one I'm going to find. But I still want to find the record. So I use the find first function, specifying as a string what I'm looking for. So I want where the manager, the value of the manager field, equals, and since it's a string, I need to enclose it in a single quote. And then what I am concatenating to that is the value of my string variable, which holds the name of the selected manager from the list box. Now, because I have an open single quote, I need to close that quote in the search string, or it's not going to work. Now, I don't have to do a test here. Usually it's good for you to test on a no match, but I know I'm going to match because the list box was filled from the record set. So if they selected on an item, there has to be a record in the record set by that manager name. So I know I'm okay that way. So the cursor in the record set is pointing to the one and only record that contains that information. So now all I want to do is set the text values. The value of text department will be equal to the field in the record set named department. And then the value that I want to put into the employees box will be the value of the field I called total. Because if you go back up to the embedded SQL string, the count I named as a field called total using the as keyword. So that fills those two items. And just for good measure, I'll close the record set. All right? So that allows us to obtain those pieces of information when somebody selects. If they select a different one, the values in the text boxes will change. Now, you can see, oh, there's a more efficient way to do this. I could have the record set be created at a different time. Since it's a snapshot record set, I don't have to worry about closing it right away. I can leave it open for the entire form as they select things in the record box. All I would do is get the manager string and set the values of the text boxes. Yes, we could do that rather than recreating and reopening the record set every time. That's a way to make this code more efficient. But for demonstration purposes, I wanted you to see the code that would be involved in doing it. Where you put it in the VBA module does depend on the efficiency, how often you need to use the record set, and so forth. But this code will allow us to be able to pull from the list box and fill it based on values in that record that's obtained from the value that we got from the list box.